Good morning all of you. Today we will discuss unit number 3 of English. The name of the unit is Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. So this genre is of comics. In English literature we are having different genres. So basically what is genre? Genre is a way of writing a text. Some are written in adventurous form, some are written in tragedies, some are mysteries, some are comics and many more etc. are there. So, have you ever read a comic book? Yes, of course. In our childhood, we have read many comic books. A comic book contains stories told mainly through pictures. So, in comic, we have a picture in which some quotes are written and we know the story by that quotes. So now we will start our chapter. Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. It was the season for Hilsa fish. Fishermen could think of nothing but Hilsa fish. And a picture is there in which fishmongers are there who are catching fish. So this was the season for Hilsa fish and everybody was talking about the Hilsa fish in the kingdom. Fishmongers sold nothing but Hilsa fish. Come, buy the price of Hilsa is down today. So there is picture of fish market in which the people are buying fish. Householders could talk of nothing but Hilsa fish. How much did you pay for that Hilsa? You wouldn't believe if I told you. So they are talking in house that outside the house that they are talking about the Hilsa fish. And in the palace too, the courtiers could discuss nothing but Hilsa fish. So in the kingdom, in the palace, the people, the courtiers are also talking about the Hilsa fish. Your Majesty, you should have seen the huge Hilsa I got. It was. So, king is looking at those courtiers who were talking about the fish. Stop it, king said, as it is shown in the picture. Are you a courtier or a fisherman? So, king is angry and saying that, are you a courtier or a fisherman? The courtiers fell silent with downcast eyes. The king felt guilty. So then king felt guilty after getting angry on them. I'm sorry, I lost my temper. It is the season for Hilsa fish and no one is stopping the discussion about Hilsa fish. So that's why he was angry. Not even Gopal can stop anyone from talking about Hilsa fish, not even for 5 minutes. So Gopal is one of a clever courtier of the king. So that's why king is saying that Gopal is also not able to stop anyone from talking about Hilsa fish. Oh, I could, your majesty. So Gopal said that he can stop it. Then let me see you buy a huge Hilsa and bring it to the palace without anyone asking you a word about it. So king says that you buy a Hilsa and nobody should talk about that and bring that Hilsa to the palace. I accept the challenge, your majesty. So Gopal accepts the challenge of the king. A few days later, in the next picture, why is your half shaven? Why is your face half shaven? His wife is asking him that why your face is half shaven. I am dressing up to buy a Hilsa, buy a fish, buy a Hilsa fish. So Gopal says that he is going to buy a Hilsa fish. Then in the next picture, what's the matter with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ash? So his wife again asked him that why are you rubbing this ash on your face? Gopal again told him, I am dressing up to buy a Hilsa fish. So the same answer he gives that he is going to buy Hilsa fish. In the next picture then, listen to me please, you can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. What are you up to? So then his wife told him that, listen to me please, you can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. You can't go out like this. How many times must I tell you, woman, I am out to buy a huge Hilsa fish. So again Gopal told his wife he is going to buy a Hilsa fish. It's happened to him, he is one man. So in next picture, his wife is saying that maybe the Gopal is mad now. Gopal bought the Hilsa fish and started walking towards the palace. So in the next picture it is written, and we are able to see that the Gopal buys a fish and he starts walking towards the palace. Mother, look at that man, isn't he comical? So one boy says that, mother, look at that man, isn't he comical, isn't he funny? Because he was smudged, he smudged his face with ash, his face was half shaven and he was dressed in very ridiculous manner. He must be a madman. Some people in the next picture are discussing about Gopal that must be he is a mad person. Hush, I think he is a mistake. Oh. In the next picture then, when Gopal reached the court, what do you want? I want to see the king, Gopal replied. So the guards in front of the palace asked the Gopal, then, what do you want? Why are you here? I want to see the king. Gopal replied to them, you can't see the king. Get away with you. So they told Gopal that you can't. Gopal began to dance and sing loudly. So next picture we are able to see the Gopal dancing and singing. And it is written there. So after that, inside the palace, there is a king. A man is crazy. Throw him out at once. I want to see the king. Let me in. So king is able to hear that voice inside the palace. Then he ordered, in the next picture, then he ordered, bring that man to me at once. Yes, your majesty, the guard replied. Gopal was brought before the king. So Gopal was brought before the king. Then one of the courtiers is saying, it's Gopal. The man has lost his mind. They are discussing like that. I think he is one of his crazy joke. Alright Gopal, out with it. Why are you dressed up in this ridiculous fashion? The king replied, your majesty. Then the Gopal replied, your majesty, you seem to have forgotten something. So the Gopal said that you must have forgotten something. Forgotten something? The king said. Strangely enough, no one seems to be interested in Hilsa fish today. From the market to the palace and in the court, not a soul has spoken a word about Hilsa fish. So then Gopal told that nobody today discussed about Hilsa fish. Even everybody was not interested to speak a single word about Hilsa fish. Then in the next picture, only then did the king remember the challenge he had thrown to Gopal. So then the king realized that he had given a challenge to Gopal. Then king is laughing in the picture and saying, ha ha, well Gopal, congratulations, you have achieved the impossible once again. So then after the king congratulates the Gopal and appreciate him. So this was the comical story, short story We have completed the short comical story. Now we will solve the exercise working with the text. Answer the following questions. First one, why did the king want no more talk about the Hilsa fish? So basically, the king did not want any more talk about the Hilsa fish because everyone in the kingdom was talking about Hilsa fish only. Even his courtiers were busy in talking about Hilsa fish. Then the next one, why did the king ask Gopal to prove that he was clever? So king told the Gopal to buy a Hilsa fish and bring it to the kingdom, to the palace, without anyone speaking a single word about the fish. Then the third one, what three things did Gopal do before he wanted to buy his Hilsa fish? So the three things done by Gopal were, the first one, he shaved his half fish, then second, he smudged, he rubbed ash on his face, and the third one, he dressed in a very ridiculous, very untidy manner. Then the fourth one, how did Gopal get inside the palace to see the king after he had brought the fish? So when the Gopal buy the fish and when he go to the palace, the guards did not allow the Gopal to go inside. So basically what he do? He started dancing and singing loudly. So this was heard inside the palace by the king, and the king called the man inside, and that was Gopal. Then the next one, explain why no one seemed to be interested in talking about the Hilsa fish which Gopal had brought. So that simple reason, nobody was interested in talking about the fish because Gopal was dressed in very untidy manner and he was looking like a mad person. So everybody forgot the fish in the hands of Gopal and everybody started talking about the Gopal only. Then we are having sixth one, write true or false against each of the following sentences. First one, the king lost his temper easily. So this is wrong, this is false because this is false because king did not lost his temper easily. He lost his temper because everybody, everywhere, even his courtiers were busy in talking about Hilsa fish. Second, Gopal was a madman. False, he was a clever man. Then the third one is Gopal was a clever man. Yes, it is true. Fourth, Gopal was too poor to afford decent clothes. No, he was not too poor, but he dressed like that to buy a Hilsa fish. Fifth one, the king got angry when he was shown to be wrong. No, he did not get angry. This is false. He congratulated the Gopal in the ending. Now, in Unit 3, we are having one prose, the shed. So, the shed. What is the meaning of the shed? The shed is a small room apart from our house. Basically, we have a cow shed, a tool shed, a wood shed, for example. It's a small room away from the main house for storing or keeping things, animals, tools, vehicles, etc. Maybe we have seen shed outside the house. Many people have some people do have animals, so they keep those animals outside in front of or in back of their house in a small separate place that is basically known as a shed. So this poem is about the shed. It is written by Frank Fane. Now we will start this poem. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden, means at the end of a garden there is one shed with a spider's web hanging across the door, and the shed is old and the spider webs are hanging across the doors of the shed. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. Hinges are the thing which connects the door with the house, are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. So basically, this is told by the poet himself that when he is in bed, he lies and he listens. I'll open that door one day. He is saying that he is going to open that door one day of that shed. There is a dusty old window around at the side. So the shed is having a windows around the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. The glasses of that windows are 3 glasses are broken. I often think there's something staring at me. The poet then says that someone is staring to me from that shed. Each time that I pass, I'll peep through that window one day. So he is talking to peep through that window one day. My brother says there's a ghost in the shed. So the poet's brother says that there is a ghost inside the shed who hides under the rotten floor beds. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, I'll jump out and chop off my head. So poet's brother says that there is a ghost inside the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards, and if he dare to set a foot inside the shed, he'll jump out and chop off his head. But I'll take a peek one day. But still, the poet wants to go inside that shed one day. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. So then the poet says that his brother is lying to him that there is a ghost inside the shed because he wants to keep that place for himself. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spiders has been gone from his web. Since I don't know when, I'll go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. Then the poet says that there is not a ghost inside the shed, but his brother wants to keep that shed for himself, and there isn't anyone staring or making strange noises in the shed. And the spider which was on the doors, that are gone. Since I don't know when, then poet don't know when they're gone, but I'll go into that shed one day soon. So the poet says that one day he will soon go to that shed, but not just yet, but not now. Now we will discuss the question answers exercise working with the poem. As in the first one, answer the following questions. We have 4 different questions. The first one is, who is the speaker in the poem? So the speaker is perhaps the writer, the poet himself, that is Frank Flynn. Now the next one, is he or she afraid or curious or both? He is afraid or curious. The poet is afraid or curious. I think he is not afraid because he has overcome his fear. And now he is curious to go inside the shed because he wants to know that what is inside the shed where this boy's strange noise is coming from. Then the third one, what is she or he planning to do soon? So the poet is planning to go inside that shed one day soon. Then the fourth one, but not just yet. Suggest doubt, fear, hesitation, laziness or something else. Choose the word which seems right to you. Tell others why you choose it. So, but not just yet, the last line of the poem suggests doubt, fear, hesitation, laziness or something. It does not suggest fear because the poet himself says in the ending lines of the poem that he is not scared. He also says that there is no ghost inside the shed, but his brother is lying to him. So we think we can say that poet has now overcome his fear, and now maybe he is waiting for a right time to go inside the shed, or he is not prepared now, but he will prepare himself, and then after he will go into that shed one day soon. Then in second question, is there a room in your house or a house in your neighborhood, locality where you would rather not go alone and never at night? Is there in such a place and a story to go with it? Let others hear all about it. So in my locality, I have some abandoned places, but that is not too much scared because people roam here around that place and nobody has faced any kind of disturbance there. So we have that kind of places near our house.